Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. So today I'm bringing you this neutral eye with a hint of red because this video is all about Christmas. So we are starting with the brows. I'm using my Makeup Revolution brow soap. I am just going to use this to shape my eyebrows to my liking. And I'm using this spoolie brush because it is just so much easier to brush those brows. Next, I'm going in with my Milani brow pen. This is in the darkest shade. Anyway, you can draw like your little hairs on so precisely. This pen is amazing. And I'm going to also line the bottom of my brow just to give myself that full coverage, carved out look, make it look like my brows were just done even though they haven't been done in like forever. Anyway, I'm just gonna go through, draw my little tail on, and this just makes everything so much easier. Get you a pen if you don't have one. We're going in with the Pretty Fresh concealer, and I'm just going to clean up under the brow, and then I'm going in with my Morphe foundation, and I'm just gonna take that on top of the brow to carve out the area that I want and make it look super nice. I'm using a super bright concealer by e.l.f. just to make a base for my eyeshadow. I want this eyeshadow look to pop, and I'm going to also use my Juvia's chocolate palette. I'm using this lighter brown, and I'm going through and basically just carving out where I want the shadow to go because I don't want to have to do like a full-on cut crease, and it just takes so much more work. But I'm just carving it out and showing you guys exactly where the shadow's going. Then I am using this fluffy brush by Morphe, and I'm just gonna fluff that shadow out, and then we're going in with this teeny tiny brush, and we're going to grab a dark brown shade. It's almost black, and I'm just gonna take that and go underneath that lighter shade just to give this look some depth. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this crease cut. It's not perfect, but you know, we're just trying our best over here. I'm using my e.l.f. concealer, and I'm just going to place that in the middle, look up, and then start carving out the crease. So I want my eye to look super elongated, so I did take this concealer out past my eyebrow, and I know that's gonna be much for some of y'all. You don't have to take it out that far, but sometimes I like a little bit of a dramatic look, so that's what we did today. And now I'm just gonna fill in the rest of the lid, and I messed up a little bit, so I went back in with that darker eyeshadow and a skinny angled brush, and I just went in and kind of carved out where I got too much concealer on the eye. And that's basically it. Y'all, my baby was literally like pulling at my legs the whole time I was trying to film. So I'm going back into my palette. I took the darkest brown shade, and I'm basically making a wing with that. I have a fluffy brush, and I am just making a wing. I'm taking that dark shadow along the lash line, and I'm meeting it with the very top of that line that I carved out earlier with my concealer, as you can see. And yeah, we're just gonna work it into the middle of the eye and bring it all the way over. Once that's done, I am going in with the lighter brown, and I'm just gonna use it to kind of diffuse that dark brown shade just to make everything flow a little bit better, give it that gradient effect. So I went ahead and blended out the dark brown, and now I'm taking my concealer and I'm just cleaning up and making that line look super duper straight, nice and sharp. That's how I want it. And then I'm gonna blend out that concealer. So once that's all cleaned up, I'm going back into the palette and I am just taking that tan shade, and basically I'm going back over the lid because I noticed that I missed some spots and I really wanted this look to pop out a little bit more. Next, I'm going in with this NYX liner. I believe this is a lip liner, but you know what? It works the same. I'm putting it on the lower lash line, and then I'm going to actually take some lipstick. This is the NYX Puff lipstick. It turns into like a powder almost. So I'm just gonna take that on a little brush and I'm gonna deepen up that red shade, and I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit. Next, we're going into another Juvia's palette and taking some darker red, and we're just gonna pack that all over that liquid liner. And yeah, girl. Now we're gonna go ahead and prime the face with the NYX Primer. This stuff was like, I don't even know, like jello in my hands. It was so weird feeling. I've never used it before. Anyway, I put it on and it like melted right into my skin. It felt so nice on the skin. Now this is a moisturizing primer and I have combination skin, but because I use so much powder on my face, this primer like really, I don't know, it's like it works perfectly together. The wet primer and all the powder, it just works perfectly, so I don't get too dry and I don't get too oily. Anyway, so we're going in with the Morphe Foundation. I'm just going to dot this all over the face, and then I'm going to use a flat brush to blend it out. I'm using my Sonia Kashuk brush. Love this brush. I feel like I get that airbrushed effect. Man, I said brush a lot. Anyway, I'm just gonna buff all that into the skin and it looks so beautiful and flawless. Love, love, love this Morphe foundation. And this brush is a super nice pair. So it is time to highlight, and I am taking my e.l.f. concealer. I'm just going on the key points of my face. You guys have seen me highlight before. I just take it literally in the same place. I let the concealer sit a little bit, and then I'm going in with my Pretty Fresh concealer by ColourPop. This is super pretty. It's kind of like bronzy looking on me. Anyway, I am taking that concealer and I'm just applying it with a blush brush actually. I'm placing it in those areas where I want to basically look like my face has been carved out. And I'm just going to blend that all in. I'm getting kind of like a bronzy look because this concealer has got a lot of red in it. And I think it's just perfect for this look. I apologize for all the background noise, y'all, but mom life, I got a little one and I gotta do what I gotta do to get these videos out. So anyway, I'm blending out my concealer. And I'm going to use the butt of my sponge also to mesh those two shades together, my concealer and my contour shade. Basically now we're just going to blend for our lives. Keep on blending. Make sure you don't have any harsh lines anywhere. Blend, blend, blend. So I'm using a Juvia's face palette and a little angled brush to contour the nose and carve everything out. I no longer like to use any creams or liquids on this area because I'd get a little bit too oily. If you have the same problem, you might want to just switch to using a powder. So next we're just going to go ahead and set the face. I'm using my Laura Mercier setting powder and I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on. I'm going to blend it into the skin. I'm not really going to bake much today. And then I'm just going to take the butt of the sponge to help blend everything in and to tone down that powder. And of course, I can't forget the nose. So I'm taking my setting powder and I'm just putting it on the bridge of my nose. I really want this area to stand out. I just want it to look super defined. I'm setting my liquid contour with my Juvia's face palette. I took that dark brown shade, kind of a reddish dark brown, and I'm just going all over the areas where I added the liquid contour. And then I'm using my Fenty Beauty, I forgot what this was called. This is a bronzer, but I am going to use it as blush because you know what? It's like light enough for me to use as a blush. I don't use it to bronze up anymore. It's just a little bit too light for me. I'm also using this same brush to wipe off the powder because it's bringing a little bit more color back into the face. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Milani highlighter and highlight those cheekbones. I'm using the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is a 16-hour setting spray. Your makeup does not budge. So also we're going in with some mascara. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the top and bottom lashes before I pop on my falsies. So we're using these Kish lashes. This is called Royal Silk. These are so pretty. They're super long. To me, they're super long. And they're nice and curly and full. And then I'm going to use my NYX glitter liner. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this liner to the tail of my wing. Guys, I was doing this and then I realized I should have taken this like into the eyelid. That would have been so pretty. But you know, I wasn't thinking at the time. You guys already know I'm in love with this liner. This is the Juvia's liner. I have the shade Brownie, and I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips real fast. I am using the Fenty Beauty Stunna lip paint. This is in the shade Uncensored. This shade is so gorgeous. This is my first time using it and I was super impressed. So anyway, do y'all see how pigmented it is? Apparently this is the perfect shade for every skin tone, and I believe it. Like, the color payoff is gorgeous. Okie doke, so that is it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think of this red look. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And yes, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Merry Christmas.